What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's time for the weekly rotation once again, and a lot of fresher stuff this week. Not really a whole lot that was on the heavier side. I do have one really sweet fragrance and one that's very tobacco dominant. But aside from that, they were all really fresh, bright, uplifting, just fun fragrances for the season that's at hand, because we're smack dab in the middle of June. We are all into the summer weather, so it's basically a summer rotation for the most part. And it's week number 235, so stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, not your typical summer choice, but I mean, it's not too heavy, it's not too sweet, but it is an all-time great with Versace Eros Eau de Parfum. Yeah, I said it. Eros is an all-time great, and this is probably the best of the bunch. I get it. People are going to say Flame, but I mean as far as the original's profile, because Flame kind of, it ties to this a little bit, but it's kind of its own thing at the same time, because yeah, I agree. Eros Flame's like, that's the one. But as far as the three main concentrations, the EDT, EDP, and Parfum, the EDP is the way to go. And normally, I'm a Parfum guy when it comes to these designer flankers, but this one's special because it still smells exactly like the Eau de Toilette, just a little bit thicker, just a little bit. You still get that apple, fruity sweetness with the vanilla, bright and aromatic, nice touch of amber, hit of ambroxan, some woods, all the good stuff. It's youthful, it's a teenager fragrance as it's dubbed. Bullshit. It smells great. Anybody and everybody can wear this one. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that really matters. It's a great performer as well. It was nice to reach back and grab this one. I've been wanting to wear it for about 2 solid weeks now. I finally tossed it back in the rotation. It's one of the best designer fragrances ever made for men. I don't care what anybody says. That's just how I feel about it. If you've never tried a version of Eros, you should. You really should, even if it ends up not being for you and you're like, ha, awful, I don't understand why people like this. At least you tried it to see if it's for you, because it might end up being that piece that's missing from your collection, that generic basic fragrance that could be missing that you just enjoy so much. So I would encourage giving it a try. Again, all-time great. It'll pull some compliments for you. It's a fun wear. It smells good. It performs good. During the day, Eros EDP. And then when I got out the shower, it was time for a good shave. This is that tobacco fragrance I was talking about. Zaharoff Signature Tabac. I had used the aftershave splash, the shave soap, gave myself several sprays of the fragrance. Dent continues to drop. I love wearing this one. This is one of my 3 favorite tobacco fragrances I own, because it's nice and aromatic and leafy. It's got a touch of spice. You get some woods. You get a hit of booze. You get a hit of sweetness and vanilla. It's very balanced. You get a little bit of everything. It's a boozy tobacco, a sweet tobacco, a woody tobacco, a smoky tobacco. It's all of the tobacco types fragrances in one, balanced to perfection. Shout outs to my main man, Claude Deer, one of the greatest to ever perfume in the modern day. It's beautiful. It's an absolute beautiful fragrance. It's one of George's top sellers. I actually think it might be his actual top seller. Now that I think about it, if I remember correctly, I want to say he told me a while back this was his highest selling fragrance, because it's special. Again, very well balanced. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's above average performance. It's not too heavy or too sweet or too thick or anything like that where you can't get away with it in summer. I wear this year round. Just a couple of sprays if you want to wear it during the day in the heat. You're fine. It's not going to choke you out. And it definitely works well in the coldest of the cold. So anything in between, I think it's very much a signature scent tobacco, but you know, everybody's situation is different. But out the shower, it was a great shaving experience. It was a Zaharoff Signature Tobacco. Moving into Monday, I wore this one to the gym. I wore this during the day. I wore this one out the shower. I got a full review up on the channel on this. This is good stuff. It's kind of in the realm, is what we'll say. Kind of in the realm, but it smells like Greenlee. It is Fragrance World's Aether French Avenue. This is great. Now, I do get more of a sharp cedarwood smell versus the woody tone that I get, and I believe there is cedar in Greenlee as well. It's just not as sharp as this. Aside from that, it smells the same to me. Greenlee's a little bit higher quality, but it's not a big difference. Would I say Greenlee's better? Yeah, Greenlee's better. The original's 99.9% of the time better than a fragrance that smells like the fragrance, but for the money, it's actually really good. Fragrance World did a good job here. I would still encourage getting Greenlee, but if you don't want to spend Greenlee money, this is extremely close to what Greenlee represents as far as scent profile, performance, nuance. It does the job. It's a great gym fragrance as well. It wasn't too heavy or too much or too strong for me to rock to the gym with just a few sprays. Great casually during the day. Great work fragrance. It's great. What else can I say? During the day, out the shower, to the gym. Fragrance World, Aether, French Avenue. Moving into Tuesday, a new fragrance to the collection and one of my all-time favorites in my collection. What was my favorite fragrance until I got Signature Seraphim Blue. During the day, Invictus Aqua 2018 for years has been my favorite fragrance. This is my second bottle. Actually, I have 2 more bottles. So I've got a lifetime supply. It just makes me happy to smell this fragrance. No, I haven't tried the 2024 Aqua. I do have a decant heading my way. Shout outs to Wine, Fat Boy Fragrances, sending a decant my way. I can't wait to try it. It's been a while since I smelled the 2016, but I do know the 2016 well to see if 2024 really is just a re-release, as Paco Rabanne is stating it is. Eventually, I'll get my hands on a bottle of Aqua 2024. I will add that to the collection when I get the right opportunity, but I still prefer this to 2016's profile, which the new one's 2016's profile is my understanding, but this is powdery. This is citric, beautiful grapefruit, woodsy, musky, saltwater aquatic, powdery floral. The violet here gives it this nice powdery floral tone. It's an above average performer without being a beast. I love this fragrance. I've never gotten more compliments than I get with this. It puts a big smile on my face for me to smell it. I love the wearing experience. I just love everything about this fragrance. It's special. To me, it's special. During the day, one of my all-time favorites, Invictus Aqua 2018. And then when I got the shower, we went with Autobiography Salty Breeze from Paris Corner in the realm of Joe Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. Pretty accurate. Slightly below average performer, like a 4-hour fragrance, but it smells great. There's another one. I actually wore it to the gym during the day. Wore it out the shower that evening. This is some good stuff. These are really cheap. The quality here is decent. Gotta say, these Autobiography fragrances, I wore 2 of them this week. You'll see when we get later in the week, I wore another one. Citron Vanille, just to let you know now. I wore it last night again as well. Wore it during the day. They're pretty good. So far, so good. And yeah, this is beautiful stuff. Aromatic, aquatic, a little salty, as expected with the name. Good stuff. I would encourage checking it out. And, nothing special in performance. But it smells really good. Out the shower, Autobiography, Salty Breeze. Moving into Wednesday, I wore this one all day long. Beautiful tropical fragrance. Fresh bowl of fruits that are very vibrant because the cardamom really just lifts the fruitiness to this. Got a beautiful coconut smell. It's Zaharoff Signature CocoLoco. Last year's summer release. I highly recommend checking this one out. Pineapple, red currant. I believe there's a little bit of apple. There's a few different fruits in this one. Coconut. Nice blonde wood accords. You get a little bit of resins here. A nice creamy sweet tone. A light musk. It's actually on the thicker side for being such a vibrant tropical fruity coconut fragrance. It's a little bit thicker. So maybe don't choke yourself out and spray this one super heavy, but this still works phenomenally in the high heat. Inspired by Carnival and Rio de Janeiro. This is a bright, vibrant fragrance, as I mentioned earlier. That's the cardamom's main gig here, I think, is really uplifting and adding vibrance and brilliance to this scent profile. Well above average performer. Not a beast, but a stronger fragrance. It's on the stronger side in longevity, projection, sillage. All those good things. I highly encourage checking this one out. This is a great fragrance. During the day and out the shower, I went with Zaharoff Signature CocoLoco. Moving into Thursday, I actually didn't wear anything out the shower. I gave myself a little bit of a break. I didn't wear anything to the gym that day, but during the day, a little sweeter, a little heavier than I would typically recommend for high heat, but man, is this good. It's a beautiful hybrid-like fragrance in the realm of Herbapura meets Baccarat Rouge / Instant Crush. I even get a little bit of like Angel Share's top note. This is from Dumont. This is Borouj Mysterious. The quality here is really, really good. The performance here is ridiculous. It's strong, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's fruity. It is a hefty type of fragrance. Great atomizer too. Man, does it smell good. A lot of herbaporous fruitiness in the top. A lot of it. Nice and warm, spicy, sweet, a little floral, very ambery and rich. This is one of Dumont's best releases. Across all their lines, the nitro fragrances, the Celerio line, all that. This is good stuff. This is the only one I've tried from this line so far, but I have high hopes based on how good this one was. This is like 9 out of 10 kind of stuff. This is an outstanding fragrance. If you like super sweet and you like the Herbapora BR540 realm of profiles, you'll probably like this. Dumont's Borouj Mysterious. Moving into Friday, I wore it during the day. I wore it out the shower. I love to wear it. I wear it every week. I wear it at least once every single week. And come to think of it, I did wear it out the shower the night before, because I wore it again the next day and out the shower that night. Because I usually, when I wear it once, I'll wear it for a little bit of a stretch, a few wearings in a row. That being Signature Seraphim Blue. I mentioned it earlier. It is my favorite fragrance in my collection. That juice level continues to drop. I've had this fragrance a little over a month now, and I'm always rocking it. Wintergreen, fresh, crisp, soft and powdery, breezy, oceanic feel. A little on the musky side. Of course, there's a nice sweet tone. Man, this is my kind of jam. The blue done the Zaharoff way is how I think it's best described. Absolutely get a sample and try this one. This is not your typical blue. This is not loaded down with a bunch of synthetics. It's not some crazy mass appealing. It's more of a gentleman's blue in many ways. Strongly encourage sampling this one. Not the safest of blind buys out there unless you're familiar with the body of work from Zaharoff, because it does tie directly into the Signature Pour Homme DNA. But this is magnificent. To me, absolute masterpiece. Stunner. That's why I keep going back to it. It's my favorite fragrance. It's the one. If I could keep one fragrance, it's this one. It's just how I feel about it. I'll continue to go through this bottle. I'm sure by year's end, I'll have at least half of this gone, because I don't see myself getting tired of wearing this one anytime soon. For as much as I'm constantly testing new stuff, trying new stuff, getting new fragrances on a regular basis, weekly, I keep going back to this one at some point every week because it just speaks to me. During the day, out the shower, just over and over. Zaharoff, Signature Seraphim Blue. Finally on Saturday, the other Autobiography fragrance from Paris Corner I was talking about. This is Citron Vanille. This is a zingy type of bergamot. Even though it says citron in the name, you would think it'd be lemon or citron or grapefruit or something along the... No, it's bergamot. It's listed as bergamot. It smells like bergamot. They say lemon in here, but I get more of the bergamot. Zingy, juicy citrus. The vanilla here is not powdery, but not super creamy either, but you still smell a vanillic sweetness with a nice woodsy tone. Zingy, even a little peppered. Like there's a zest, but I still think zingy is such a good word. When you smell this fragrance and you hear me say zingy, it's going to make all of the sense in the world to you. I can almost guarantee it. This is some good stuff. Vibrant, bright, aromatic. Another one, though, slightly above average, like a 4-hour fragrance. So far, my experience, at least with the two fresh ones, I haven't tried the two heavier profiles. The two fresh ones in the Autobiography line, nothing crazy in performance, but they're cheap. They're like $37 before the 10% off code. And they smell really good. The quality's actually pretty good here. Love the bottles, too. Not that that really matters. Crazy thick base. I think they're like 80 ml or something like that. 65 ml. Crazy thick. Love the cat. Like, I love the presentations on this, but the scent profiles are magic. You can wear this one to the gym. A little sweeter than I typically like for the gym, but that, I'm telling you, that zingy citrus. This is great during the day. It's got a lot of zest, a lot of vigor. It's a very uplifting, bright citrus vanilla fragrance with the right amount of spice to give it just that something extra. Beautiful stuff. During the day, out the shower, to the gym. I rocked it all day long. I enjoyed it all day long. And I encourage you to check it out if you get an opportunity. It's Paris Corner's Autobiography Citron Vanille. Well, that was this week's rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. And I love hearing from you guys. What'd you guys wear this week? Definitely comment down below. It was a combination of 9. Typically, I end up with around 11 or 12 fragrances throughout the rotation, but some I just kept revisiting or multi-purposing multiple wears in a row, depending on if it was to the gym, out the shower, consecutive days out the shower, things like that. It happens. There's always some kind of variety going on in this weekly rotation. We're 235 weeks strong at this point. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the stuff I wore this week, and you give them a spray now, there's always that chance you might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.